Hello everyone, and welcome back to Rolling Around BJJ. In today's video, we will revisit some of the biggest upsets in the history of ADCC tournaments, the most prestigious submission grappling event in the world. These are the matches that shock the fans, the commentators, and sometimes the competitors themselves, and prove that anything can happen on the mats, and if someone has qualified for the tournament, he should not be taken lightly. Some of these are just future champions on their way up, and do not seem so shocking when watching today, while others are genuine upsets no one saw coming. Let's get going. 1. Dean Lister vs. SAULO RIBERIO, 2003. In 2003, Lister was not considered a big player in the ADCC by any measure. Having never advanced past the quarterfinals, Lister was beaten in his weight class by Sanjay Ribeiro earlier in the tournament, and he wasn't anticipated to be called in for the open weight. But he ended up not only taking part in the open weight tournament, but also winning it, which catapulted his grappling career. Dean Lister faced four-time World Jiu-Jitsu champion SAULO Ribeiro in the open weight quarterfinal and submitted the famed Jiu-Jitsu master with an unexpected and lightning-fast knee bar. Lister would solidify his position by defeating Pei DePano in the semifinals and Alexandre Cacareco in the final. 2. Gunnar Nelson vs. Jeff Monson, 2009. After losing to James Brosco after double overtime in the 88 kilo division, Gunnar Nelson made an incredible comeback in the absolute division. As the lightest grappler in open weight, coming in at 83 kilograms with his clothes and shoes, Gunnar finished fourth in the tournament. His most impressive win and biggest upset perhaps came against the monster of a man, Jeff Monson, who finished third in the heavyweight division and was expected to crush the young Islander. But this is not what happened, and Nelson outworked the much larger man over 2 overtimes to take the victory by decision. The match even ended with Gunnar on Monson's back with both hooks in. 3. Eddie Bravo vs. Royler GRACIE, 2003. A relatively unknown American shocked the jiu-jitsu world at the 2003 ADCC finals. Bravo was a brown belt at the time, who secured a spot in the tournament by winning the U.S. trials. He met four-time world champion, three-time ADCC champion, and all-around legend of the sport, Royler GRACIE, in the quarterfinals of the event, and no one gave him any chance. But Bravo managed to frustrate Royler GRACIE's famous knees slide guard pass attempts with great guard recovery skills and his rubber guard until he managed to sink in a legendary triangle choke which forced GRACIE to tap. This submission helped Bravo become a famous instructor with his own unique method called 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu. But at the time, this was one of the biggest upsets imaginable, surprising even to Eddie himself. 4. Marcelo Garcia's 2007 run. In the beginning, we've said some of these are hard to imagine as being upsets from today's standpoint. Marcelo Garcia now holds 5 world championships and 4 ADCC titles. But back in 2007, he was competing as a black belt for only a little while and was yet to win a major tournament. He even almost failed to qualify for the tournament after losing in the semifinals of the South American ADCC trials. But he was invited at the last minute and more than took full advantage of the opportunity. He started the tournament by defeating Japanese MMA veteran Kiyoma Kunioki and then went past two-time ADCC champion Renzo Gracie and IBJJF world champion Vitor Ribeiro. And what better way to cap off the incredible day than by a submissions victory in the 77-kilogram final over Otto Olsen. 5. Roger Gracie vs. John Olaf Einemo. While this footage is from a later meeting, John Olaf Einemo produced a shocking surprise at ADCC 2003 by first beating Roger Gracie and then winning the gold medal in his weight class. It's interesting to know that, at the time Einemo was an active MMA fighter, and despite beating Rolls Gracie in ADCC 2011, his grappling credentials were minuscule in comparison with Roger's, who is widely considered the best gi competitor of all time. Despite this, the Norwegian beat Roger on points and became the first and only man to defeat the legend under ADCC rules. Gracie avenged his loss in a super fight in 2007, but the first win and 99 kilo gold from 2003 will forever be next to John Olva Inamo's name. 6. Craig Jones' breakout year in ADCC 2017. Coming in as a fairly unknown grappler from Down Under, Craig Jones' entire 2017 ADCC performance can be considered an upset, and people went insane as it happened, despite he didn't bring home a medal. In the opening round of the 88 kilogram weight class, Jones faced one of the best pound-for-pound competitors on the planet and 5-time BJJ world champion Leandro Lo. The unknown Australian first destroyed Lo's leg in the opening minutes, before sinking in the rear naked choke for the upset. This performance alone would be enough to include Jones on the list, but he went on to submit another great name, Murilo Santana, on the same day to reach the semifinals and become the revelation of the day, if not the year. 7. Robert Drysdale vs. Marcelo Garcia, 2009. Marcelo Garcia has already won the 77 kilogram division in the final ADCC tournament in 2009 and had built a reputation as a competitor to whom size differences matter little. Having beaten Robert Drysdale a year earlier and riding an incredible 7 submission streak in the previous 2 days of the tournament, Garcia was a heavy favorite to win the open weight final. It's curious how only 2 years earlier, Marcelo was relatively unknown. But the bronze medalist from the 99 kilogram division, Drysdale had other plans and wanted to take home at least one gold medal. After Garcia shot a couple of single leg attempts, the American surprised the crafty Brazilian and the crowd in the building with a tight and inescapable Darce choke that shocked the world. Eight, LACHLAN Giles 2019 run. We all love the underdog story, and few have gathered so much love as LACHLAN Giles during the 2019 ADCC tournament. Australian fighters have become synonymous with crippling heel hooks, and Giles only fortified this fame. After losing in the first round of the 77 division in 2019, LACHLAN still decided to enter the absolute division tournament, where the other competitors often outweigh him by 20 kilos. This did not stop him from heel hooking the heavyweight champion, Kaynan Duarte, in the first round, and claimed the leg of Patrick Guadio in the second. He was stopped in his tracks in the semifinal by the always dominant Gordon Ryan, but once again finished a heel hook against Muhammad Ali under the deafening roars of the crowd, which rallied behind Giles the entire time. 9. ELVIRA KARPPINEN vs. MACKENZIE DERN, 2017. One of the big upsets in grappling in 2017 was the first-round loss of the 2015 gold medalist MACKENZIE DERN. Despite the fact that Dern had already focused on MMA fighting since 2016, she was a heavy favorite to repeat history and sweep the 60 kilogram division in the Helsinki-held 2017 ADCC. Her plans were abruptly stopped by local talent and still a brown belt, ELVIRA KARPPINEN. ELVIRA used her 10th planet jiu-jitsu prowess and traded sweeps with Dern, but in the end managed to upset the favorite Dern. Despite not winning a medal, Karppinen made some serious waves in the BJJ community after this win, and went on to win bronze in the second edition 2 years later. 10. RAFAEL MENDEZ vs. Leo VIERA, 2009. RAFAEL MENDEZ was a child prodigy and won world championship gold medals from blue to brown belts in consecutive years. But in 2009, he was still 19 years old with limited no-gi experience. This did not prevent him from completing a record-setting run to become the youngest male athlete to win the ADCC gold. Rafa defeated his arch-rival Cobrinha in the final, a man he would face 14 times throughout his career. But the upset win of the tournament was against his former coach and legend, Leo VIERA, who at the time already had 2 gold and 1 silver medal. Rafa's relentless attack was on full display on this day, and the result was an unrelenting rear naked choke. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this list of the 10 biggest upsets at ADCC tournaments. Let us know if we've missed some groundbreaking performances you think should be on the list. Also like, share, and subscribe for more grappling goodness. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.